Welcome to The Dead Life. Here's world-renowned medium, Allison DuBois.
Welcome to The Dead Life. I'm Allison DuBois. I have Sophia DuBois in studio with me today to answer call-in questions where we give a Gen X and Gen Z perspective to my listeners' problems. I'm obviously happy to have her here with me today because she's my favorite happy clappy person in the world.
Thanks.
So this is always a good time with you. The call-ins were sort of building up, so we tried to knock out a group of them, and I know people like listening to them, especially during Halloween the fall. So I figured this is a good place to put this episode. So if you want to book a life or mediumship reading with me, email us at booking@allisondubois.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Medium Allison or on my Facebook fan page. If you're looking to set your money or love intentions, you can order Divination 22 vodka at bigthirst.com, divination22.com, or pick up a bottle in Scottsdale at One Handsome Bastard to manifest what you want to bring into your life. Also, what a fantastic Christmas present for that friend that you don't know what to get.
Definitely.
Kind of cool,
yeah,
right?
Very cool.
So you can catch up on past episodes of The Dead Life on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or deadlifepodcast.com.
Yes.
Excellent.
The deadlifepodcast.com.
Why do you guys have to make it so difficult? We have so many websites.
It's so easy.
Yeah, whatever. So
It's the name of your podcast.
that's fair.
It's okay.
That's fair. Okay.
It happens.
All right. It'll stick eventually. I've just been sending people to AllisonDuBois.com for 25 years.
Yeah, we changed it.
It's really hard.
That's okay.
Okay. I was programmed. If you have a question for us, call us at 802-332-3811. Please make your message under 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the cutoff, and we'll help you out to the best of our knowledge with our spiritual experience.
Yes.
So cool. All right. Well, let's go with the first caller.
Okay.
My question is really about my son during this weird time. My son tends to automatically be depressed or up or down, and he hears voices in his head, so it's already a challenge. And I don't know, I know he has a slight brain injury, ever so slight, but I don't know if he mixes drugs in it or not, or if he's just throwed off. How does one like himself self-protect during all this weirdness? He just seems to be so sensitive to everything. And if you have any words of wisdom, let me know. Linda Dowell.
Okay, Linda. So there's a few things here. First of all, her energy is a lovely person that is nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
And without having more information on the son, this is a little tricky. Her borders and boundaries herself need to be strong when it comes to her son.
I could feel that too.
Yeah.
Because you just know she loves him so much and cares so much.
Right.
She'll do anything.
Maybe he's an only child. You
Yeah.
know, that happens too. So he has a slight brain injury, depression, and possibly drugs. So I guess my words of wisdom are get him properly diagnosed, because until he's properly diagnosed, there's no way to say if this is spiritual or chemical and biological.
Yeah.
You know, is it schizophrenia? Schizophrenia, the voices tell them to do bad things. So that's one of the ways you can tell when it's not so spiritual in
Well,
nature.
I think you're right. We'd need more information
Right.
in order to know what it is. Like, what are these voices saying?
How old is he?
Yeah, how old is
As
he?
well.
What was that brain injury if it's so slight? Like,
Right. Is the
is
brain
he on
injury
medication
from drugs?
Yeah. Is he on medication for the brain injury? So,
Right. Because
yeah.
everything she described about him makes him one of the lowest frequency energies that is open to everything dark around him. And that concerns me for him. If the voices are telling him he's loved and more in a guidance energy and tone, then that is mediumship because it's a relative or somebody trying to guide him. But I'm kind of thinking it's not that because it sounds like he's such a low functioning energy. And I don't mean any disrespect by that, just looking at it factually of what energy is. He's somebody that would definitely be a target for more of a dark entity or a mischievous entity.
Well, she asked how he can self-protect. What does she mean by during all this weirdness this weekend?
I don't know. The weirdness this weekend. I don't know. I don't know when
the
she
astrology.
left this either. This could have been this was a while ago, I do believe, that she left it.
Okay, seen it September 23rd.
So, okay. So I don't know. I was busy. I was at a baby shower the weekend.
Yeah.
We did have some astrological things going on. I think we had a new moon in Virgo that weekend, something along those lines. Anyways.
But for him to self-protect just in general.
That's the difficulty when you're that weak of an energy. It's really hard to self-protect because you have no borders or boundaries. And right now with his brain causing him to be in a dark place and be depressed, it's just how do you protect yourself against that? Because the protection usually comes from being a higher frequency, being self-assured, putting up borders and boundaries. People who are dark entities or mischievous entities don't like that because you're not on their energy frequency. Yeah. So what she's saying is, how do I protect him? How do I protect him?
Yeah, mama bear.
And what I would have to say to that is, I mean, I can give you a couple of tips of what you can do, but when he's continually riding along the edge of that razor blade frequency, it's very hard to protect that when he's emitting that every day. So you can say to a family member that you love or somebody on the other side, please block any mischievous or negative entities from coming near me or my son, because I've always done that for you girls since you were babies, to try and throw up walls around you so that you're not affected by it. And it's worked your whole lives, where you only had the positive experiences or kind of funny experiences. Yeah. In my view, anyways, you guys running down the stairs, I thought was funny. So her son is a different can of worms there. And if he has a brain injury, I don't know if there's street drugs, including marijuana, he needs to not do that. I've seen the marijuana these days having such an impact on people who already have mental health issues, and it makes them agitated and paranoid. It's not what grandpa smoked in the 70s, Yeah. So, not that yours did, I'm just saying generally.
Yeah. It was different back then.
It was different. It was much, much weaker. And so it is affecting people's brains, especially young people's brains. And, that's why, we look at people who've been doing drugs a long time. We say their brain is Swiss cheese. I mean, that happens. And then there's permanent brain damage. So I don't know if his brain injuries from he played football in high school and, hit his head or if a car accident or if it's a brain injury because he's always been chemically affected,
we just don't know.
So that's hard to answer, but I can say you can talk to the other side and say, block any mischievous or negative entities. You need to remove dark music from his life because that keeps them depressed and it gives them permission to do bad things as well. If he's one of those kids, which there's a lot in the millennial generation that play video games, smoke pot, and live in their mom's basements, that's not good. If you don't change something in that equation, it won't get better. Yeah. So I'm just throwing things out there because I don't know all of her circumstances. He also needs more than just Linda in his life as some sort of somebody to look up to as a role model to want to get out of this condition. I know that there used to be like Origins where they scan your brain and they properly diagnose you.
Yeah.
I know that's expensive for some people and it's why they don't do it. But if you're going to just end up giving somebody money and take care of them for the next 30 years until you die anyways, maybe scratch that amount together and get a proper diagnosis.
Yeah. And like Linda, we don't know anything about you. You know, we don't know his age. We don't know how it happened. We don't know what he's being told. So yeah, I mean, like we said, just kind of
family support. Like, is his dad in the picture? Are
exactly.
there siblings?
Just cross certain things off the list. Maybe do get him looked at if you haven't already. I'd be surprised if she hasn't already gotten him looked at.
Well, I think a lot of parents don't know that they can run brain scans, and you can go to all of these imaging places that you can just pay out of pocket now to get a brain scan to see if there is frontal temporal lobe damage.
I'm assuming that she has done that if she knows that it's a slight brain injury. Like she's probably done this before, but I
think she might be guess diagnosing. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely ask them if they're dark thoughts or the voices are dark or if they're light. If they're light, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If they're dark, definitely do that.
My sense is he needs some grounding as well in his life. Something that, and being a loving mother isn't the grounding that I'm talking about. I'm talking about something he can feel passionate about other than video games. Something they can feel passionate about that gets him outside, that gives him a path forward, that is a life strategy.
More of a routine. Because,
you know, the saying is hope isn't a strategy. You know, you can hope all you want. That doesn't change anything. And so she reached out, though. I'm really glad that she did, so that we can give these suggestions that might help. You got to watch the music that he's got. Take the car keys away if he's driving, because he's not in a state of mind to be able to understand consequences. I don't think he's weighing consequences of actions. My sense is he feels a little untethered. And that's why I'm saying he needs like a male role model to come in and be like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And we need to get your life back.
Yeah. And maybe once you've answered these questions, if you would like to then call back in
give us
with more information, then let's do it.
We'll respond.
We'll respond.
Yeah.
We'll break it down.
Linda, we're here for you. That is stressful. And I talk to a lot of my clients who are in your shoes. So you're not alone, which is why I thought this would be a very good question for us to, respond to today. But I know Origins has done some good work with brain scanning and diagnostics. So,
shall we?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Christine. This is my second time calling in, and I'm just calling. I had a kind of crazy question, but I am doing a blog on some 1930s letters on Reddit from one woman, Louise, to a gentleman named John. I have 4 years worth of letters, and she's just the coolest lady. I've grown to love her so much. And I just wanted to know if you possess somebody else's things and are really invested in them for one reason or another. Does their spirit feel you or connect with you? And that's what I wanted to know. And actually, one of her good friends in the letters that she mentions, her name is also Christine, which is pretty cool.
So that's interesting.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So did you catch the woman who wrote the letter's name? I was too immersed.
It's Louise and John.
I got the John. Louise. Okay. So this can be 2 or 3 things.
Okay.
Christine could be reincarnated and was Louise, and maybe that's what led her to the letters. I've seen that happen before.
Well, it's the fact that they're not physical letters she found. Like, she sought out something on Reddit.
Yeah.
That a woman put out there, and now she's like obsessed with their story.
Yeah.
So she has to somehow be.
So I find that fascinating. That is Christine Louise.
Totally.
So another thing is sometimes a person who's passed will feel some sort of a bond with you and will talk to you and give you the urgency to pursue these letters and to know her. Usually, though, because there's unfinished business and they're trying to get you to finish whatever that was in the physical world that they can't finish. So
it's kind of cool too that it was the 1930s and it's now 2020s, and so it's almost been 100 years.
So that's enough time for Christine to have passed and recycled back, and depending on when Louise passed.
Yeah.
I hope Louise and John got to be together.
I was going to say, I'm looking this up right when we finish this podcast. I'm going on Reddit.
So if Louise and John lived the life and she got the love of her life and they got to have children and have that full life together, Louise would have been fulfilled in that. If it was cut short because John passed and she never got that life, Christine could be here to live that life, to finish the cycle for Louise. So I find that interesting. Or it's Louise trying to use Christine as a tool to accomplish whatever it is she needs those letters to get to the right person, or maybe she doesn't have a headstone. Sometimes it's that, and they're trying to get a marker for a grave, or I've seen where they've had a baby that had an unnamed grave and that bothered them, or the baby's grave was far apart from theirs and they wanted the baby moved. There's all kinds of unfinished business that happens. Can I see the paper that you're reading off of? Because I had made just a couple of notes. So can a letter take you into someone's story psychically? And that could be what's happening to her and why she's feeling so connected to them, but there's usually more to it than that. Or are they connecting to you? So if Louise is vibing with Christine, then there's something to figure out. This is more of a mystery that needs a little more investigation, which it sounds like Christine's really good at investigating.
Like maybe reach out to the Reddit poster. Get more information.
Or some archives. The 1930s, we had the Great Depression. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, but if the person posted the letters, it was probably their grandparents or something, and they were just sharing, and it's probably easier to get the information that way.
Yeah. You, especially in this day and age, you can find the descendants of Louise and John if they had any.
Yeah.
So it depends on where these were archived, Maybe somebody moved into a house and found them and put them up because they wanted people to know that they had those.
Okay.
In case the family was out there. I mean, there's so many different scenarios. But Christine could do a past life regression, which I just had a past life regression practitioner on, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'd go to someone like that and see if it's possible that maybe I was Louise. She needs to know more about Louise's story.
I know, I'm trying to look it up on Reddit. That's what I'm doing right now.
We like to get to the bottom of things.
Oh, I'll have to look late. I can't find it right now.
Well, maybe we can do an update on that. Maybe Christine will also call back and we can do follow-ups on these.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Because I'd like to know more about the letters. Maybe we can even share some of the excerpts with the listeners and sort of look into Louise's family story. We can maybe do some digging ourselves.
Yeah, there's a guy on TikTok and he's been sharing, he's not like a big influencer or whatever. Well, now he is, because he's been sharing his grandparents' love letters that they wrote back to each other, and there's like hundreds of them. And so,
was Grandpa in the war?
I think so. And so he read from when they first met all the way to him proposing, all the way like past and all this stuff. I love this stuff.
I mean, it used to be a thing, and now it's like lazy. Love is lazy.
Love is lazy.
Try harder, people. You could write letters. Wouldn't you just be so happy if you got a letter from some great guy?
Yes.
Because he made that effort.
Yes.
Right?
I'd read it every night before bed.
That put him on the top of the stack.
Yes.
So maybe we could help her do a little digging on this. Also, if there's somebody that's like a good investigator out there that's like super computer savvy and can break like passcodes and stuff on phones, I'd like to hear from you. Please give me a call.
Oh my God.
I have a lot of clients that their child or somebody passes and
they can't get into
I know
the
there are
phone.
people that can hack the phones, and I want to have my go-to guy that I can say, here, go to him. He'll take care of that for you. So
I think that the like Verizon, T-Mobile, I think they can do that for you.
they could. They don't.
Well, maybe if you're on the same plan, they would.
But a lot of people aren't on their
they're
grown
on
children's plans, and all the pictures and messages are there.
True.
And so
Ashley gave me her passcode just in case.
well, that's what I've said to him. Have you talked to the friends? The friends, the close ones often will have the
I forgot it.
passcodes. Oh my God, write it down. Write a letter.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so funny.
I'll tell her just to write it on a letter in her nightstand. So if it ever happens.
You can give
You can
it to
just
me and
look.
I'll put it in a file if you want it.
I don't think she wants everyone having her
I don't
passcode.
give it rat's
Yeah,
ass
that's
about
true.
her passcodes.
Okay. Okay, shall we go to the next one?
We shall. Christine, check in with us and give us an update on your thoughts on this. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, Allison. I'm Loretta. I've called in once before, and you helped me last year with the reading to really help me prepare for my mom's passing, and she passed February of this year. Yesterday was her birthday on September 16th, and I expected that I would have some emotions around it, which going into it, but the weird thing that happened was at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened not by one, but by two owls. And at first they were hooting, and I tried to go back to sleep, but then they started, it sounded like gibberish, like they were having some kind of conversation. Anyway, I got up and I put my noise canceling headset on and just listened to some Netflix show and fell asleep on the couch. But I've been thinking about that, and I just thought it was just really interesting. I don't know if you have any insights there on does that have any meaning, or was it just nature waking me up in the middle of the night? Anyway, many blessings to you and your family, and thank you for everything that you do to provide your fans and your listening base the guidance that we need. And so thank you.
Well, thank you, Loretta. That's very sweet.
I remember seeing this one like 2 weeks ago. I just had to check to make sure we didn't already hear it because I was like, hooting.
Right.
Yeah, she has the owls.
I don't remember doing this one.
We didn't. I just checked. I just double checked.
So we're gonna.
Oh, well, yeah, of course we are. It was such a unique story that I was like, oh, owls.
Okay, so I find this hilarious, and I'm sure Loretta's mom was shaking her head because the owls were to get Loretta's attention and wake her up, which there's often activity somewhere between, 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. because we're so easily accessible to them.
Yeah.
So she gets her attention enough to wake her up. So what does Loretta do? She puts in noise canceling headphones and turns on Netflix, which is everything that makes it impossible for them to communicate with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it depends how loud the owls were. I don't know.
Oh my God. So, and the fact that there were two owls means that it's either her mom saying that she's with, Loretta's dad, or
And they're each an
somebody
owl.
else.
Yeah.
It's usually when they come in twos, it's a pair that's making their presence known. So they use this really cool way of waking her up, and she just tunes out the world.
Okay, but at least she was aware enough to be like, was that my mom? She was.
But when you're aware that was that, maybe sit in silence with a pad of paper and pencil and ask your mom questions. Talk to her. Don't tune her out.
Okay, but not everyone's you. She wasn't aware you could do that.
Okay, now she is.
Now she knows.
So Loretta, if those owls wake you up again, do not turn on Netflix. Do not put in noise canceling headphones. Look at a picture of your mom and talk to her.
Yeah.
And say, Mom, who's your buddy? Who are you with? If dad's not passed, if he's still alive. But usually a pair of birds is a couple. But because that's what mom was trying to get you to do, to recognize that she didn't leave you and that she's free of the body that betrayed her. Usually birds are a sign of being free of a body that betrayed you. So her mom was doing all the right things and managed to get her attention, and Loretta switched her off.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember hearing, it was a celebrity interview. I forget which celebrity, but they had a pact with their dad before he passed away, that he would come back as, I think it was like a black dove, or can doves be black? I don't know. It was something that it's rare for them to be black.
Okay.
And so, so that's how she knew it would be her dad. Anyway, it happened, and it was in like a grocery store aisle, like where birds aren't usually. And it was this black bird that's, once again, not typically black. So she's like, Dad. And everyone in the grocery store is like, who is this crazy lady? She like starts crying. She's like, it's my dad.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Yeah, but I feel like birds, I mean, an owl is still very unique.
Owl's unique. That's usually somebody that was a little bit more practical, somebody that
maybe wise.
Education may have been important to them. Maybe mom taught Loretta how to read and used to read her books. So the type of bird is always very specific to the personality, good point, of the people who have passed. So
maybe look it up. Yeah.
It's what I would expect if your dad showed himself as a bird, that he'd be an owl.
I could see that.
Yeah.
With his little glass. I just think of the owl that licks the lollipop.
Yes.
And that's what comes to mind.
Yes, that's so funny.
So it's like, are they the lollipop owl, or are they like Harry Potter owl?
Oh,
like
two distinctly different personalities.
Extremely different.
So I guess it depends on his mood, but it's, when Dad and I were first together, there was a pair of ducks that would come sit in our front yard when we were expecting your sister Aurora. And they didn't come often, but it was always a pivotal day, that they'd show up.
So when you saw the ducks, you said, oh no, what's going to happen?
Well, and Dad, he was very in tune, and he was like, kind of feel like that's my grandparents. And I was like, yeah, it probably is, honey. Yeah. And we didn't live in an area that ever happened. So it was just interesting. And then as through the years, we'd have ducks land in our swimming pool, a pair of white ducks. It was always just a pair of white ducks.
Even just a pair of ducks in general, I'd be like, okay. Yeah.
They were always pure white, two pure white ducks. Even the house we're at now, we've had ducks in that pool as well. So it's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So the two owls were a sign, and it's not that your mother was actually the owl. It's one of the ways that they take over the energy of the bird for that moment to let you know they're there. Yeah. The animal, just like people and mediums, are a tool for the other side to use to communicate with. For all of you out there, so you don't go out and catch your mother in a cage and keep her with you always.
Oh my God, yeah, don't do that. Do not do that.
So I hope that helps, and I hope Loretta, the next time the owls wake her up, she plugs in. Don't be afraid of it. They're not coming through with horrible things, and your mom's not mad at you for tuning her out. She just realizes that you're unaware that that's what you did. So next time, Loretta's going to know. And so for anyone out there that's like, I never get signs, it's like, you do.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I love looking up like dream meanings and like animal meanings and stuff. So I just looked at the owl. It represents wisdom, like, intuition and change. But it's also, since they have the ability to see in the dark, it means that they're showing you clarity. So it was her saying, like, it's me. Right. Like, I can see you.
I love that.
I love that too. See, I like looking into this stuff.
Well, and I love having Gen Z in house.
I got you. I got you.
Well, thank you. That means everything.
Of course.
Because, we're not always looking those things up ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. Well.
Yay.
We'll do some more questions soon. But
now,
for now.
Yeah, I was going to say, now that you know we're doing them again, call in.
802-332-3811 is my number.
Yes.
And I love getting these fresh questions. Share some of your stories, especially this time of year, about signs you've gotten. I would love to hear the sign stories. So, because they're real and they love us, and it's why they stay. They're not here to judge you, and they're not mad at you. They're here to bring light into our life in times that they think we could use that.
Yes.
So, Sophia, thank you again.
Of course.
And tune in next week for a fresh episode of The Dead Life. I'm Allison DuBois. This is The Dead Life. And to all of my believers out there, don't stop believing.
Join us next week on The Dead Life. And don't forget to subscribe now to get notified of every new episode.